Good day everyone. This is our PIP session and my name is Alma May P. Langreo and
I'm Clarence B. Aguilar. I'm grade 6 student. I'm from Inang Ayan, Ngadanan, Isabela. I'm 11 years old.
ang gagawin lang natin ngayon is magbabasa ka and then later on magkakaroon tayo ng true or false.
The Singa. The Singa's ang nilaw tama at imaginated adventurous king was restless by nature and want to travel to faraway places. He loved hunting wild animals, so when he heard that there were stags in the jungles of Tanjong Bentam which were not easy to hunt, he was excited and took with him a great fleet of ships up to Tanjong Bentam. When the king arrived upon the island, he and his subject has a hunting expedition that lasts several hours, slaying many wild and savage beasts, but no stags. This disappointed the king, for he had a sense of unfulfillment in his heart. Suddenly, a large stag darted out of the bush in front of Sang Tama, giving the king a shock. But the king drew his silver dagger and hurled it at the stag, only grazing the animal. The stag began to run and the king pursued it. In those days, it was either your feet or nothing. The stag ran through the jungle and darted up and all. The king followed the stag up the hill, but upon reaching the summit, the stag was nowhere to be seen. There was a large rock, so the king climbed it and looked the land and sea spread out around him. In the distance, he saw a stretch of white sand on his land. Sang Nilautama was fascinated by the sight of this land. He turned to one of his subjects who had followed him. "What is the name of his land?" The subject looked into the distance and smiled. "That is Temasek, your highness. Then we are going there." The king ordered his fleet to set sail and they began on their journey towards the island. Suddenly, the once clear blue skies were covered with black clouds. Heavy rain poured from them, and strong bursts of wind threatened to tear the ships apart. The ship carrying Sang Nilautama was in the very eye of storm. The crew lowered the sails, started to bail the water from the ships, and get most of the cargo of jettisoning. However, an idea came to King's head. He remembered stories grandfather told him of show one of his ancestors became the sea king and that his crown was the only thing which belonged to this ancestor. He removed his crown immediately and threw it into the sea. All at once, the storm broke suddenly as it started, and the skies began to clear, and the crew gave a shout of joy and set sail once more to the island of Temasek. When the king stepped upon the island, a creature stepped out of nowhere, and the king and his men were awestruck by the magnificent creature. It was large and moved with grace, had a black head covered in a furry mane, a whitish neck, and a red body. When the king drew his bow in a row, the beast stared back at him with golden eyes and let out a deafening roar before leaping into the jungle. What sort of animal was that? The king asked. A wise old man stepped forth. I have seen animals in portraits from the far west, perhaps this is Singa, but I wonder how it got all the way here. This must be great place if it breeds such a beautiful animal. Let us live here on the island of Singapore.
So, ang next naman is true or false. So, may papasagutan ako sa'yo. And, ako ang magbabasa. And, ang isasagot mo ay true or false. The king successfully hunted many stags during his expedition. True or false? Number 2. The island that Sang Nila Utama show from the knoll was named Timasik. True or false? Number 3. The weather was calm and sunny when King's fleet set sail the island. 4. Sang Nila Utama threw his crown into the sea to climb the storm. 5. The creature that the king encountered had a blue body and yellow eyes. True or false? 6. A wise old man identified the creature as a singa. Okay, 7. The king decided to leave the island after encountering the creature. 6. Sang Nila Utama named the island Singapura after his encounter with the creature. Okay. 9. The story of the Singa has no connection to Singapura history. 11. The story of the Singa has no connection to Singapore history. True or false? Ayan lang muna ang ating gagawin, ading. See you and 6th session. Maraming salamat.